Hello, everyone, and welcome to Toll Booth Games. I am Michael, and today we are playing some more FIFA 16 as the Swindon Town Swoodilypoopers. Today we're taking on Oxford United again in the Invitational Cup. In the last match we drew, and Oxford United is on the top of our table because they beat whoever else is in our group. And today, we're hoping that we can win, go top of the table, and I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the rest of the NFL postseason. Now, most people know, but I might want to explain considering I'm going to be talking about American football while I play football. Um, the NFL is in its postseason right now, playoffs as they call it. Um, there are 8 teams left, and it all leads up to the Super Bowl, which I know is famous worldwide and is sometimes the only American football match that foreigners will watch. So I will predict which 2 teams will be playing in the Super Bowl, and I will even tell you who wins so that you guys can place your bets now, although I am not liable for any money that you will most certainly lose if you put money on this team. So, this past weekend was Wild Card Weekend, and that was really interesting to watch. I think it was the first time, or the second time ever, that all 4 road teams won on the Wild Card Weekend, which is just pretty insane because everyone always wants to have home field advantage for the playoffs, and turned out home field advantage was just a load of crap this year. So hopefully we'll see if that's the case in the later stages of the playoffs. But looking at it now, I'm gonna start out with the AFC. I'm going to go round by round, and I'm going to start out with the AFC because I wrote that on the left side of my cheat sheet. So, in the AFC we'll have the Broncos and the Steelers. It looks like this weekend. Now, I have to warn you guys, I haven't been watching much American football at all this year. How did that pass get through there? I've been watching much American football, so I really don't know much about these teams, so this is gonna mean absolutely nothing. I just know that the Broncos been having some quarterback issues. They really don't know who their starting quarterback should be. It's been Brock Osweiler, I believe, for most of the season. And then at the end of the game last week, at the end of the game in Week 17, they brought in Peyton Manning to win the game, and he did. So now they're rewarding him by giving him the starting nod in the playoffs, and that's always been a question mark. But the Broncos, I think I looked up some stats on NFL.com in preparation for this. I think the Broncos have a pretty good defense, and I mean I've been hearing that all throughout the season that they do have a good defense. And the Steelers, like, they just made it in the playoffs, and this past weekend they really probably should not have won against the Bengals, but the the last minute of that game was just a I mean, I'll call it a shit show because that's really what it was. It was not good. The Steelers should not have won, but they did. Um, at no doing of their own, it was all the Bengals' fault that they lost. So I think karma comes back to bite them, or they, I mean, if they couldn't beat the number 4 team or the number 3 team, beating. They probably won't be beating the Broncos. So I'll go with the Broncos with that one. Oh. I thought we had a good shot. That was a good build up of play. All right, Next on the AFC side, we have the Patriots and the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs are pretty hot right now. I think they have won 11 in a row, going against the Patriots, who, I mean, they're always a really solid team. Of course, they have Belichick as a coach, Tom Brady as quarterback. So I mean, with that pairing, they're always going to be pretty lethal. And because of that, I'm gonna go with the Pats. You know, it's I feel like it's kind of tried and true. Really, it's been tested, and they are always in the playoffs, and they're always making a playoff run. And I don't think this year will be any different. And oh gosh, that was just terrible defending. That should be just about halftime though, or not. On the NFC side, we have the Panthers and the Seahawks. Now, I have seen this referred to as the bandwagon bowl, and I I thought that was just hilarious. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. Um, the Panthers, obviously the number one seed. They were 15-1, I believe, in the season, and that's all well and good. Congrats to them on a good season. But I don't think that they're as good as their record suggests. I took a look at their schedule on NFL.com before I did this video, and ooh, all right, got a corner. And I noticed that of the Panthers 16 games, only 4 of them were against opponents that ended the season above 500. That means they were playing some really, really weak teams. Oh my gosh, where are my defenders? Gosh, you look like the Panthers opponents all season. But yes, the Panthers, in my opinion, were playing some really weak teams. They played, obviously, the NFC South. They played the NFC East, who only had one team above 500, and that was the Redskins at 9-7. They also played the AFC South, I believe, which also only had one team at 9-7, and all the rest were lower than that. So I don't see the Panthers actually holding their own in the playoffs. With that said, I have to go with the Seahawks because they're really strong right now. Last week against Minnesota, they didn't really show how strong they were, but I have faith that not playing in sub-zero temperatures will help them out. And another thing that I think will help them out is not having to worry about Marshawn Lynch. I wish he should just know if he's playing or not. Like I don't know exactly what's wrong. To me, it sounds like he's apathetic. Oh, get there, ball me. Oh, come on. Oh, jeez, I wanted to start a counterattack. All right, we got to get something going, boys. I don't wanna draw my way to the knockout stages. So yeah, I picked the Seahawks against the Panthers. And the last game is the Cardinals and the Packers. Now I have to admit, before I go any further, that I am myself a Packer fan. I grew up and I was born and raised 30 minutes away from Lambeau. So I'm a diehard Packer fan through and through. But I have to say, I think the Cardinals are going to take this one. Because, I mean, everyone knows the Packers haven't been playing too well. Everyone knows the Packers haven't been playing too well. And that's kind of an understatement. Like, their defense has kept them in games, but their offense has done nothing to help that out. So, I know last week the Packers beat the Redskins and their offense looked better, their defense stayed pretty solid, so maybe it's a turning point, but I really I don't think you can just flip a switch like that and magically be a playoff team. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. So for the AFC Championship, I have the Broncos and the Patriots, and I really I really think that's when the Broncos are gonna feel the full weight of their quarterback dilemma. Because I mean, you can't. I don't think you can win a a playoff a championship if your star player, your quarterback, doesn't feel like they're fully trusted. They're he's gonna constantly be looking over his shoulder to think like, oh no, I just threw a pass maybe 5 yards off of a receiver. I hope the backup isn't warming up right now. And that's he'll be on edge all game, and I don't think that'll help. So I'm gonna have to go with the Patriots on this one actually. So the Patriots will have a chance to win 2 Super Bowls in a row. And on the other side of the ball for the NFC, we have the Cardinals and the Seahawks. And I don't know about this game. This is kind of 50-50 for me, cuz the Seahawks are playing well. They too have a little bit of drama with their running back and Marshawn Lynch, but I mean, everyone thought he was going to be able to go this week, and he wasn't. So I think if he's not able to go against the Panthers, he definitely should be ready for the Cardinals. So I think he'll be there for the Cardinals, and the Seahawks will be back to being the Seahawks, and then the Seahawks should win. That's kind of my bold prediction, but I mean, it's a prediction, so it's gonna be. So that actually means that the Patriots and the Seahawks are gonna be playing each other in the Super Bowl again if this all works out, which I think is kind of nuts. But if you look at it, they're two very well built teams. What are you guys doing? Oh my gosh. What was my defense doing? I am so lucky that guy is not. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's the 90th minute. It's 0-0. This is not looking good for the Swoodilypoopers. But and we might not be in a position to move on yet. Oh no, that came off his foot. Okay. So anyway, in the Super Bowl, that leaves us with the Patriots and the Seahawks again. And honestly, this year, I don't think the Patriots are gonna have enough to beat the Seahawks. So the Seahawks will win the Super Bowl. Calling it right now. Super Bowl 50 belongs to Seattle. This game belongs to basically no one, because it was yet another draw for the Swoodilypoopers. And now we are really on edge to see if we can make it just out of the group stage. To see if we do that, join us next time. Thanks for watching. Stay true.